Viewer discretion is advised. Police had suspects. They had statements. They even had physical evidence. So why did no one ever face charges? Tonight we're looking at the people investigators quietly stepped around and the questions they never answered. In April of 1981, 4 people were brutally murdered inside Cabin 28 in Keddie, California. A 5th victim, 12-year-old Tina Sharp, vanished that same night. Her remains were later found miles away. The case was never solved. But it wasn't because there were no leads. One of the first people investigators looked at was Martin Smart. He lived nearby. He knew the family, and he was known for violent outbursts. Shortly after the murders, Smart reportedly told others that he had done something terrible inside Cabin 28. Even more disturbing, he described details of the crime scene before police ever released that information publicly. He was interviewed. He was never arrested. Another name quickly followed: John Boubidet. He was a close associate of Smart and had a documented history of violence. Witnesses placed him near the cabin the night of the murders. According to multiple accounts, he confessed to friends and later denied everything. Years later, physical evidence would quietly link him to the scene. Still, no charges were filed. Inside the cabin that night, 2 children were asleep in a back bedroom. They survived. They later told investigators they heard muffled sounds. They heard crying. At first, police dismissed their statements. Years later, investigators admitted those children may have heard the murders happening in real time. Decades passed. The case went cold. Then modern DNA testing reopened old wounds. A hair recovered from the crime scene did not belong to any of the victims. It matched a suspect police had already interviewed. That information was never widely publicized. Instead of leading to arrests, the case quietly stalled again. Mistakes made early on were never corrected. Evidence was mishandled. Reports were lost. Witnesses were ignored. Making an arrest would have meant admitting failure, so the case remained unsolved. The most disturbing question still has no answer. Why was Tina Sharp taken from the cabin? She was the youngest, the most vulnerable, and her body was discovered miles away from the original crime scene. That detail alone suggests planning. The Keddie Cabin Murders are still officially open. Investigators have named persons of interest, but no one has ever been charged. Families are still waiting, and the people who know the truth are getting older. This was not a mystery with no suspects. It was a case buried under silence. If you believe the truth deserves daylight, subscribe to Dark Trail Chronicles. Next, we examine the evidence police lost and what it may have proved.